What's going on, guys? It's Evan and Brennan.
That's me.
We realized that a lot of the travel videographers don't tell you how they do
None. No, none. There's nothing on YouTube at all, actually.
Right. So we've decided to, it's not going to be a tutorial, but we've decided to explain. We're going to do a commentary on our own videos.
Attempt to.
We're going to share inside jokes, funny things that were happening, whatever happened during the video, and how we did it. We're doing the world video first, right?
Oh, you want to pull up the world video?
Yeah.
I think we hate each other after this. Okay, I'm going to need you to stop.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
it took us an hour. It literally
At
took
least.
us an hour to figure out how to record our screens.
And to be honest, I don't know that I could replicate this. I don't know how we got to where we are. I'm in Portland, Oregon, currently perched in a tree.
Currently in Dallas, Texas. I moved back to LA though tomorrow. So basically, this is the breakdown for the world video. Basically, the thing that we did where it was like a global trip. Should we start off like how that came to be? Actually,
Yeah, probably.
It started our entire travel filmmaking thing. But I knew a guy who needed a video for his website, and basically, he had a budget of $15,000, and I was like, "Yo, send me and Brennan around the world, and we'll film your advertisements everywhere." And so I pitched it to him, and it worked. I called up Brennan, and
You were like, dude, we need the 7 biomes.
yeah. No,
Yes.
my vision was I want to get all these different biomes in one video, like jungle, snow, other stuff, desert.
It was one of the dumbest things I think I've heard in a long time.
We had 20 connections, so 20 flights.
Yeah,
and
that was a lot of flights.
Yeah, it was bad. And then we had I forget how many countries,
Multiple.
but it was in 12 days. We did it in 12 days.
I think it was like 10 countries with connections, I think we figured out.
Yeah, well, and then the ones we actually shot in was, we went from France to Jordan.
Nope, that's not what we did actually. We went to France, and then Greece, and then Jordan, and then Thailand, and then Japan, and then Hawaii. But Hawaii is not a country, but it kind of is.
Right, that's where we shot. Hawaii, and then back to Los Angeles, and then I went to Dallas from there, and Brennan went straight to Portland. We did it in 12 days.
It was a fast 12 days. And
Can I just let you guys know,
like
20 connections with camera equipment, and nothing, like none of the equipment got sent somewhere else. We had no problems with.
We didn't have a single delay either. I don't know how that happened.
I checked my bag 20 times, and it always came through. You're not allowed to take drones, I guess, like big ones into Thailand.
Or Jordan.
Or Jordan, yeah. So basically what happens, don't tell anyone this, guys. This is top secret. But when you take the luggage off of the belt, there is a little, everyone's walking through a hallway in every airport. And there's a giant machine with a few guys standing next to it, and they look for irregular bags, and they'll randomly be like, "Hey, come check it." And so me and Brennan held the drone behind us so they couldn't see the bag. It was like
I blocked you with my suitcase.
Yeah,
and then you just held the drone on the other side.
Right. So it just looked like we had regular suitcases, so they never checked. So we got our drone into Thailand and then into Jordan.
Well, I just want to say this first shot, we took a spaceship. It was a really, really hard shot to get because like the galaxy had to be just right, but we got it.
Yeah. Actually, so what really happened was I got a picture of the Earth, I got a picture of the stars, and I did a little zoom in and put some fake camera shake in After Effects. You can't forget the motion blur, guys. That's the most important part.
The motion blur, yeah. That's what I was concerned about.
Gotta turn it on.
Hi.
Oh, this is Evan talking. He's like, hi.
I was recently approached with the opportunity to travel
just in
the
case
world
you guys,
with my buddy Brennan.
Just in case you guys want to know what mic I recorded that on, because it's a pretty good, I thought it was a good voiceover.
Did anyone ask you?
The mic quality was good. It's a Sennheiser K6 shotgun.
From Dallas to Dallas. 12 days. Although our limited time among locations, I learned something incredibly valuable that I'll hold for the rest of my life. I'm not a travel filmmaker.
Wait, what?
Dude, this just cracks me up to watch.
I'm not trying to sell you something, but I do have something to say.
Mohammed, what do we have to say about Jordan?
Well, first off, shouts to our boy Mohammed. He's a good man.
Shout out.
He's a
So
good
he
man.
actually, Mohammed actually reached out to me again. He DM'd me.
That wasn't Mohammed.
Yeah, it was.
Their names are both Mohammed.
His account name is Mohammed Wadi Rum.
Well, his actual name is Mohammed, the guy who rode the camels.
Oh, yeah, both of their names are Mohammed.
That's okay.
The guy, he owns the Bedouin camp. He reached out to me on Instagram actually like last week, and he said, "Come back out. I'll let you stay for free. All I have to do is get flights." So he's actually still waiting on dates from me to set a Jordan trip again, but I want to go back out.
We did a bad job vlogging it, honestly. We literally sat out there that first night that we got there for God knows how long.
Very
We're
long.
just chilling.
I think that was the moment we were sitting in Jordan and we were really just like, we did that.
We're like, wow.
We are in the Middle East. A few days ago, we were in America. I don't know. It's just crazy.
And there was
But-
like a big rock.
Yes. I figured out why it was so incredible. First off is Jordan for at night, like it's a desert during the day, but at night it is room temperature. Or I guess the time that we went, it was literally, I wasn't hot or cold. Right?
So you're saying it was normal weather out?
Right. But it felt like you were indoors. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But we
I mean, it's
weren't.
just humid
And there was also no wind
or sound.
or sound. So it literally felt like you're just indoors, but you're not. You're like,
It was almost like one of those like sensory deprivation things.
then later on, I figured out from my at the time that I was in college, I was taught that Jordan, I don't know, I didn't know anything about this. There's a lot of religious ties to Jordan and like godly things happened there, and we're like, oh, we felt it.
We were touched. Yeah, and their tea was like dank.
Oh, bro, wait, the tea? What tea was that?
It was. I've never had tea like that.
It was the greatest tea. I wrote it down in my notes. It was the greatest tea I've had in my entire life, and they served it in Jordan, and I'm getting it again when we go.
That man is a legend as well.
I'm just gonna pause like 3 seconds later. That man, what do you have to say about him?
No, I mean, like, I forgot where we found him on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so there's this dude named Mr. Chet. We wanted Mr. Chet. We could not find, well, we found Mr. Chet. Mr.
did.
Chet had no time to take us. So we got this dude who spoke pretty much no English to convince his boatmates who ripped us off to take us on a boat. But he was just a weird dude. I also just want to point out, Evan really dislikes After Effects, if you couldn't already tell.
I love After Effects.
Really?
Absolutely. I just, it's a love-hate relationship.
Oh, look at that cutie. This is because
Okay.
Evan could not find a model.
Here's the thing. We wanted a monk, okay?
I was the monk.
There was absolutely 0 monks.
Well, I don't think they wanted to be in our video.
I think the funny thing was when we got to Greece and we got into remember we almost went to the monasteries?
We couldn't even go in.
We found out that the one thing we were like, can we go to the monastery? They're like, yeah, you just need to make sure your knees are covered. We're influencers. Of course there's holes in our knees.
Like, yeah, that's a rule, I thought. Like, it's literally a written rule. If your jeans are not ripped in the knees, you do not have a K by your name.
If you want the blue check mark, you need ripped jeans.
Yep.
Maybe some different kinds of rips.
Oh, the different rips, the slashers and the ciders, you know?
Yeah.
The shkabooms? Yeah,
They're
for sure. Do you want to explain that, Evan?
Explain what?
What were you doing right here? Hold on. Right there.
I was wearing my mask.
And what
Was it
about the
dope?
shirt? Do you remember the shirt?
Oh, that shirt was dope.
Mm-hmm. How long did we
Dope.
spend shopping for that?
Like no, it was like we had time.
Mm-hmm.
We had time.
For sure.
Okay, look, I wanted a designer shirt because I thought designer shirts in Japan would be cheaper. Newsflash, they're not.
At all.
No, so I bought that and I love it.
The hyperlapse of a lifetime.
We gotta explain this. We gotta explain this later. Okay, so two funny.
Hold on, let me go all the way back to the end of this hyperlapse. Okay, there.
Okay, so two things. First off, just take my word of advice. Hyperlapses that start from extremely far away and get extremely close, they don't really look
useless.
they don't really look good until you see change in movement. So like if you're just going towards something, it's good. But if you're focused on something in the distance and you're going toward it, the hyperlapse is going to suck until you get a little closer to it.
Like this
You know,
is pretty much 90% of this is useless.
Yeah, so here's what happened. I was dumb and I was like, hey, Brennan, we should do a vertigo shot on the hyperlapse. But we didn't keep track of it at all. So like Brennan would take a step and maybe he'd zoom in like a little bit. He'd take another step. Like 10 steps later, he'd like do another zoom in.
But we'd forget and we'd be like, oh, we should probably spin it a little bit extra now.
We should probably zoom in a little more because we wanted that vertigo shot of like the woo as we get closer to it. But it ended up looking like this. Like this is the foreground, this is the background. It looked like, and so I, as you do to a hyperlapse, warp stabilizer, and then warp hit it, and it was like,
Yeah.
So my solution was put a VHS filter on it to make it look like it is distorted.
And it worked.
Oh, wait.
The car ride in Jordan.
We gotta explain the car ride.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus, that was
You wanna go for it?
No, it's okay. I'll let you take this one.
I'm not being racist whatsoever. This is a disclaimer, okay? I feel like growing up in America, it's just known. Like, we get, like, you grow up watching war movies and all of this stuff, and, like, we're two white dudes that have never been anywhere.
Like, it
Right?
puts you on edge just going anywhere in the Middle East.
It does. It's just, like, it looks a little bit like one of those war movies, and you're like, it's almost like your brain is trained to be afraid of it. And so, we get there. No one speaks English, so it was a little weird. We didn't know what to do. And we didn't know this there. The taxi drivers are actually, here's how it works. There's like a group of guys, right? Like in the corner. And then one head taxi driver guy. And he walks up to you and he's like, you need a taxi driver? And then you say, yes, where are you going, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy just picks a random guy from the group and says, take them here.
It's not even
So
that, though. He, like, grabs your stuff and, like, runs away with it.
Yeah.
Even though he's running
So-
to the taxi.
Yeah. So
But he's
that was
also
that.
not dressed up. All the taxi drivers are in suits, and then this guy is just in, like, he looks homeless almost. And
Yeah,
this
he did.
guy looks like he just stole all of our stuff. And we're like, sir?
Yeah, and we had to drive 3 hours across the entire country to get to Wadi Rum, which is the desert we were in. But this dude, remember, he started calling someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he called up this guy. He was talking to him, and then he handed me the phone. And I took the phone. I was like, hello? He's like, I'm the translator. What's up? And then I was like, oh, what's up, dude? And then he was like, your taxi driver wants to get his family. And I was sitting there. I was done. I was like, what?
We were
He was
already
like,
really freaked out.
yeah. And
And there's no
Yeah.
laws either, like driving. That's just, like, laws just are not a thing.
you can go anywhere on the streets. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, so that was a little scary. And so, like, I'm on the phone with this guy, and I also want to point out, Amman seemed a little scary because the they don't have, and we learned this later on, it looks like a war zone because they don't have the infrastructure
Yeah.
to buy, like to pay for newer buildings and streets and stuff like that. And so it just looked like, you know, it had been attacked or something. I'm on the phone with this guy and he's like, yeah, your taxi driver, he wants to take you like to go meet his family. And I was like, what do you mean? And the guy was like, I'm just a translator, bro. Why did we agree?
Well, I mean, like, what are we gonna be like? No, we didn't know what it meant, but he just starts driving really fast, and
Yeah.
we go to some like little village. Me and Evan are just like looking at each other, like more and more, and we're like, and we were kind of
But
like,
this dude leaves. He just
yeah, he
leaves
just
us in
left.
the car.
We're like, oh, great. Comes back
We're
with
just
his
alone.
wife and kid, and then they were nice enough at
They were
least.
great. They were really nice.
But then, like, he got lost on the way. Although it was really scary because we're already on edge. And again, like, looking back, Jordan was actually really dope, right? And like, I love the people there. But we're in the car, and they start blasting this like rap music to like please the Americans or something. And then on the phone, the kid's playing like a game, and it's like a gunshot game. It's like, and me and Evan are like, should we go? Or like, and then he kept stopping, and he's like, you want anything? Or like, he wasn't saying that, but
yeah, that's the thing that they do. Like, taxi drivers will stop and get you stuff elsewhere, not in America.
Like, he just stopped on the side of the road, and we'd be like, oh, nice.
Yeah. And here's the difference too between America and Jordan. Like, our taxi driver pulled off into an area that would be very sketchy and talked to some random, like, it looked like a gang of dudes. He just pulled over, stopped. He's like, hey, how do you get here? And the guys were like, oh, you just go down this way. And like, I think what we realized about the culture there is like everyone is like, they're all brothers. Like, everyone is in this together, you know?
That's
like
true.
Nothing is really sketchy. Like, you pull over, people are nice to you.
Yeah, just like it's a general vibe of the country. It was interesting.
Yeah, I think the scary part was like we just were not used to that.
But like if we go back, it would be much better, I feel like.
I think I'm just gonna say that like the camels are fun until it gets to like hour 2.
And then you're like, wow, my crotch is in pain.
Yeah, because like the first hour is like dope, like I'm on a camel. And then it's like hour 2, you're still kind of like, all right, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then hour 3, you're like, it's just more of this, you know? like it doesn't stop.
You're also just in the middle of a desert, and it just does not look like it's getting any closer.
No, yeah. He's like, yeah, we're going over there.
We're like, where?
There's nothing over there.
Yeah. But they were fun.
Yeah, they were. Bro, tell me how long it took to get those girls.
It took at least 4 hours to get these girls. That was an experience. And we actually did the vlog on that.
We did. Yeah.
I also just want to point out, I love the lion sound for the little kitty cat. It's like, and
you're welcome, dude. I saw the cat. I was like, he's a lion.
Yeah, okay.
We never really talked about the lavender fields.
Oh, where is she?
I've told a lot of stories. Give me your story on France.
Nah, I mean, like, okay, me and Evan get to this country. Like, I meet Evan in France, and we were already like kind of freaked out that we were not in America. Like, we didn't know what was happening at all. And then all we know is like there's these lavender fields, right? We think there are these lavender fields that may or may not be in season. Yeah. We're like, oh, well, it sort of says online they should be in season. And so we're like, where are the lavender fields? So, and we were also staying at a hotel that was like 2 minutes from the airport. So we kept walking back and forth to the airport. Evan went, I think you went and got a taxi, right? And you're like, just point on a map. Like these fields are in the middle of a mountain. Like they're like 3 hours from the city. And so the guy finally Evan convinced this dude to drive us there. God knows why. And we also, how much?
400.
We paid $400?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an expensive taxi.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
it
we get there.
It was in the budget though.
It was in the budget.
Dude, I gotta say, everybody thinks like, oh, I wish I could travel like you. Like you're just a rich boy. I didn't make any money on this.
Not only that, but dude, we travel so cheap. It's not even funny. Like, I don't think most people would want to travel with us due to the fact of the living conditions that we roll in. Like, we were gone 12 days. We were only in hotels like 5 because we were sleeping on like transportation, the others, or airports. Like, yeah. But anyway, so we go find this. We need a girl, right? We're like, oh, we need a girl in a sundress. And I was like, wow, maybe we should maybe find her before we leave instead of trying to find her in a field. But sure enough,
I was convinced. I was like, dude, girls take pictures in these fields all the time. I've never been there, but
it's an awful excuse. But we found this girl, and then we're just like, yo, can you hold this lavender? Also, something no one tells you about lavender fields, dude. There is bees everywhere. It is a big no-no. Like, I do not like lavender. It looks pretty.
It was funny. Dude, Brennan was wearing purple, and we were trying to take this photo where Brennan, bent down in the lavender, and all the bees thought he was lavender.
I was not lavender. I didn't want to be.
Did you ever get bit?
Did I get bit by a bee?
Oh, sorry. Dude, no, I got stung. Remember?
Yes, the word would be stung, not bit.
No, remember, my thumb or something was swelling up?
Maybe. Oh, and the other thing, dude, we go there, right? And then remember, as we're leaving, we're like, wait a minute. There's all these sunflowers. And they were these beautiful sunflower fields. We're like, what is happening? And then also, Evan shot his drone footage, which I'm surprised worked. And then we realized that night when we get back, we're like, oh, so he's got this insane drone footage. Guess who didn't put the memory card in?
Okay, wait. I have to say something about DJI. I know it was my fault. You guys are gonna call me stupid. But look, apparently I had my $900 gigabyte.
$900 gigabyte for sure. Okay.
I had my $900 460 gigabyte SD card in the drone, right? But I didn't have the micro SD whatever in the drone, so it would only record 720
to your iPhone.
To the phone, not to the $900 card I paid for. But I didn't have the $20 card in there as well. So it doesn't record it in 4K or 6K. It
was great.
So that was wonderful. I figured that out afterwards. So I'm either stupid. I'm either stupid or that's kind of dumb, you know?
I think you're stupid. But...
I think it's both, actually.
Yeah. But no, the lavender fields were... I was surprised they were there, to be honest with you.
They're fun.
But yeah. Also, highly illegal to even have a drone in Jordan, but Evan managed to pull that off.
No, well, I'm taking it back.
Although your color grade sucked on this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just started coloring in DaVinci.
Oh, it's okay.
So it's
just
the Hawaii video.
The Hawaii video.
I did that in DaVinci.
Okay.
You want to know what I did for my color grade?
You turned the saturation up?
No, I just put on a Sam Colder LUT.
Great.
No, but I did other stuff. I tried.
It's okay. We realized you did just that. You don't have to hide it.
I didn't know anything about color grading, so
it's okay.
Yeah. No, stop it. I like that color grade, all right?
No, it was horrific. Dude, look at it. It's like gray and brown.
Brennan, you're colorblind.
Dude, there's no white. Where's the sky?
I gotta say, for 720p, that lavender field shot, nobody really knows because they think the video is just buffering.
Yeah.
But it works.
It did. But it's just funny because you go from this to that, which is extreme 6K.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This looks animated to me almost.
Yeah.
The light. I don't know.
That was the monastery.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
So we're at this Fifi was fine, except it was just this big island, and there's no way to get around other than by boat, right? So we take these boats to the hotel, and the only way to get from the hotel anywhere else is by boat. So we take a boat. We were trying to get a shot that was next to a boat with this dude driving. So we had to get another boat. And trying to explain this to people who do not speak any English, they're like,
it's called a tracking shot where camera's here I wanted to face the boat, and we ride alongside each other, so I could just film the boat.
Yeah. But trying to
Brennan
explain why you want two boats and not to be in one of them is very confusing to these people. They're
right,
like,
because they're like, you want to buy two boats, but you're only going in one? And we're like, yes, we're filming this man in the other boat.
yeah. But it worked eventually. We got ripped off, I think, but it's okay. It was in the budget. And
It ended up costing us $30 for all of it. Like,
which
American
really is not
dollar,
that bad.
It wasn't bad. Yeah.
For a shot, yeah. This shot is literally, he parks the boat halfway out in the ocean. And Evan's like, okay, I'm going to go to the shore and take the drone off. Can you just, like, walk into the ocean? Or from the ocean? Like, get out of the boat mid-ocean and just walk in. And it was fine and all, except then he's like, Brennan, you just hide in the boat. So I'm curled up in a ball in a little corner to get out of his freaking drone shot, which ended up not even mattering. I just remember, I'm like, Evan, I don't want to hide in a boat. Can I come on the shore? And he's like, no.
I think the funny part was, you can even, if you guys saw the full drone shot, it's really funny. Like, we never discussed when he would stop walking. So this man walks all the way up onto the island, like into the resort. And me and Brennan are just like, where did he go? and then like eventually he started, it was so funny because like he didn't say anything. Because like we told him to walk up for the company. We needed him to hold this jar with like a note in it, right? And so he's holding the jar. So he's literally just walking, like with no expression on his face, holding the jar up like this. And you can see it in the shot. Actually, he's just holding the jar. And he walks all the way out and he disappears, right? And so I'm looking on my drone, I'm like, where on earth is he? And I was like looking around with my real eyes, and I look back on the drone and I see him. And I see him, he's like coming back. Still zero expression on his face. And he's just holding the jar, walking into the ocean.
What's weird is we shot 12 days and only had a 2-minute video out of this.
So I was basically saying, I don't know, my takeaway from that whole world trip was like, we're all different, but we're all the same. You know?
Yeah, that's a wrap, isn't it, on the world? Like,
yeah, that's it.
That's some sick commentary, to be honest with you.
So
happy Easter.
What?
I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Easter. I feel like no one says that enough. Adios, amigos.
Peace.